All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Gather around, ladies and gents, senpais. Let's speak it. I'm not too sure how long this video is going to be, but I really want you to watch till the end. Quick disclaimer, this is probably the most doomiest and gloomiest video ever, at least coming from me. And I'm presenting you something, basically coming from another figure I've been started following recently, and kind of did my research, and the guy is pretty legit based on history. He's a gold guy, precious metal, but keeping all that aside, economy person. And you do the math. Whether you listen to what I'm putting it out there, again, you have to do your due diligence for sure, right? Or you listen to all the billionaires, corporations that's telling you, hey, don't buy this, buy this. Hey, don't buy this crypto, buy this one. Because, of course, they want best for you, right? They always want best for us. So they tell us what to do and we have to listen, right? Again, quick disclaimer, doom and gloom, but please pay attention. My intention is just to get the message across as clearly as possible. Even myself trying to break down all the jargon. So simple 8-bit language. It's better to take precautions, better to prepare early than last minute when everything hits the fan. You know what I mean, right? And the market is pumping. I have quite a bunch of topics I want to cover. Stock market, precious metal, stock, tricks, and something extremely crazy about crypto. Some theory which I want to share. That was my plan today, but let's actually get this out, the doom and gloom first. And when I say what I'm going to put out there, it's not going to play out right away, tomorrow, day after, but it makes sense to me. I can relate, and it's scary, all right? It's shocking to me as well. Think about this. It's shocking to me because when I was watching and processing this, I'm like, oh my God, dude, if this really happens, and nobody even cares, nobody even knows. And that's also true. The market is pumping. JP Morgan forecasts Federal Reserve to halt quantitative tightening next week. I'll just leave it there. And then you have Beyond Meat, people are squeezing and whatever. I actually played, which I'm gonna keep it for other time. Played in the meme stock at one point, right? Yeah. All right, ladies and gents. Now, pay attention. Jason, first investor. All right, 1 million followers. Told y'all Amazon would replace their employees with robots, and certain folks on the pod laughed and said I was being hysterical. I wasn't hysterical. I was right. Amazon is going to replace 600,000 folks, according to New York Times, and that's a lowball estimate. It's insane, right? And this is the whole post here. Kind of went viral, and every news outlet is trying to cover it, all right? And over here, if you notice, you can pause the video and read this. I'm trying to save you some time here. But this last part here, at facilities designed for super fast deliveries, Amazon is trying to create warehouses that employ few humans at all. Any documents show that Amazon's robotics team has an ultimate goal to automate 75% of its operations. 75%. And then you have Elon Musk, who commented, AI and robots will replace all jobs. Working will be optional, like growing your own vegetables, instead of buying them from the store. So if nobody works, and then what happens? So everybody gets every single thing. So that's equality? Really? I'm not too sure about that. Again, another topic. UBI, all this stuff. Exactly. The sooner we accept this reality, the better we can manage the transition. I'm just going to leave it there. Again, the sooner we accept this reality, the better we can manage the transition. If you're ignorant right now, it's hard to even get to that level later time. So how about accept it early so we can move on and actually prepare for it, right? And that wasn't my post. That was just to confirm that billionaires are actually saying, even Bernie Sanders talked about it. Now, coming to my post. Yeah, I know, a little slow. This is a little long, and I really, really hope you stay till the end. There's almost 20 points, close to 18 points, and I want to cover everything. All right, it's coming from an individual called Don Darrett. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's coming from his Substack. Right here, the link is right there. I'm just using AI to summarize it to make it a little easier and present it to you. All right, that's the original link right there. It's over. The author declares that America is over, with the public likely to realize this in the coming months. The author has known this for a long time and has been awaiting the outcome. The author expresses unhappiness about this, reflecting on growing up in California in the 1960s when America was the envy of the world, feeling special as an American and Californian. Highlights positives like the best weather, most beautiful state, strong economy, good education system, and sexy girls. I mean, beautiful girls, deeming it the best place to live globally. And now you'll see the stock market, people are getting crazy, right? Like, I'm just saying, ignore everything that's going on right now. Just focus on this, because whenever you look at other market green and all these, like, everything's fine. Sure. Again, ignore everything. Try to focus on this. The possibility and the probability, basically. All right. The chances of this is a lot higher than not. Traces the decline, killing of JFK, RFK, and MLK, engaging in one war after another, becoming the world's bully with over 250 military bases. Economic shift from a mercantilist economy, thriving middle class, to a globalist services economy, hollowed out middle class. Bernie Sanders wiping out the middle class, working class. AI. Current state, 1 trillion military budget while average middle class families struggle financially and can't pay bills. National debt entered the 1980s under 1 trillion, now at 38 trillion, growing at 2 trillion per year. Criticizes counting this 2 trillion government spending as GDP as fake growth, describing the economy as built on and based on debt. Political system in the 1960s was solid, with shared values between Democrats and reps. Today it's broken with no shared values. And that's true. Man, these are words. Bifurcation, refusal to compromise, and current government shutdown as of writing. Look at this, what's happening. They don't even agree with any, they don't have any common grounds. Look at the shutdown of the government and how long it's going right now. Not even one common ground. Lives on accumulating debt at 8% annual rate since 2000, unsustainable for any economy. Adds broken mainstream media, where no outlet is trusted by all Americans, right? Anytime you watch any kind of news right now, we always question, no, this could be the right agenda or left agenda. Divided. We don't even believe whatever we're seeing. Begins with these data points. Fair enough. Once recession begins, again, hear this out. Once recession begins, decline leads to breakup, nothing the Fed can do to prevent it or restore the economy afterward. Calls it a Humpty Dumpty crash. The stock market crash props the debt bubble with horrendous ramification, and no one can put the economy back together. Gold and silver prices crashed on October 21st, 2025. Likely, 2025. But author dismisses this as topping. Instead, gold and silver are winners. Recent gold breakout signals something amiss. Questions why gold and stock market both at all-time highs. Asserting gold still the truth. All right, let's go back to the chart real quick. This is gold again. And you're like, oh my God, Bitcoin is also pumping. Let's not speak too early. I want BTC. I hold some BTC, so I definitely want BTC to pump. Don't get me wrong, crypto peeps, bros. But the problem is I have to be realistic, right? I can see what's actually happening. And if I don't want to hold bags. Look at the alt market and then compare with the BTC. And again, keeping crypto out from this right now. But just to show you, because gold speaks the truth. Tells you a lot about the economy. And silver is, again, going back to 50. It's at $49 right now. All right? The pricing matters because, again, you can see the rise. And it tells you quite a bunch of stuff. India just dictates something, which I'm going to maybe show you some other time. You know what? Hold on. This is probably real. Just a quick side note here. I believe this is accurate. India unleashes silver as banking collateral with 10-to-1 gold-silver ratio, declares silver as global monetary metal. That's just the beginning, I guess, right? I believe this is accurate. All right, let's go back. Recent gold breakout signals something amiss, right? Lists numbered notes to prove recession coming and gold going higher, silver to follow. All right, from now, I'm going to just skip through a bit and just give you the points. Debt bubble, which began in early 1980s under President Reagan with large budget deficits, showed politicians that deficit during growth. Bubble grown from under 1 trillion in 1980 to 38 trillion today. Annual interest over 1 trillion, which we can never pay back. And the clock is ticking. Mathematically, it doesn't work. And this is a no-brainer. Most people know, but I guess if nobody talks about it, because they think they don't care about you. They don't want to educate you. All right, simple as that. They're just distracting you. Or it's on you that you're not even taking a leap forward to actually study and learn what's happening. I'll always blame people, right? Number 2, AI, a job killer. AI has arrived and excels at replacing humans in many job roles. Result will be millions of jobs lost near term. Labor market already weak, now AI stealing jobs. Amazon, just the beginning. And this is again, AI can be used for productivity and whatnot, but you can see the other side as well, which excuse me, which will happen without a doubt. Labor market, last shoe to drop before recession, a lagging indicator. When it appears economy is over, which you can see the labor market cracking, unemployment rising, massive, right? And if they replace 600,000, that's just again coming. It keeps adding. Labor market, housing bubble. In a housing bubble starting to pop, inventories rising, prices dropping, affordability at all-time low. Average home buyer age around 55. Young people can't afford homes, prices too high and must come down. Monthly houses sold at levels last seen in previous housing crash. Number 5, retail, restaurants. Retail stores like Target, McDonald's, they're all struggling. Only the high end, the chains are running. Why? Because now it tells you people who has the money, they go to the higher end restaurant chains, basically. And simple as that. 10% flush, lower, 50% burdened by inflation. Number 6, banking. Bankruptcies. Big and investment banks okay, but regional banks hurting with weak balance sheets. Commercial real estate losses, increased small business bankruptcies. Expect full-scale crisis with bank closures, epidemic once recession begins. I've seen quite a bunch of bank closing. Back in 2008, Wachovia was taken over by Wells Fargo. I had an account in Wachovia, which was bought by Wells Fargo, and that was just a tiny bit. And I was probably too young and naive to understand exactly what was happening. I wish someone was like, knock, knock, understand the economy. If then, holy moly, bro, I would have been close to a billionaire right now. If I really understood the 2008 stuff, I would be close to a billionaire. At least $500 million. Why not, right? Autos. Auto industry under pressure from high interest rates and tariffs. Car prices rising when consumers can't afford interest. Double whammy, not going away. Feels like recession already for car salesmen, right? Those of you who deal with cars and stuff, I see it. Autos. You have seen a lot of bankruptcies also going on. China trade war. China is largest, most important trade partner. Current trade war negative for economy. China controls most rare earth materials US depends on. And President Trump threatened 100% tariffs, but again, you see what's happening right now, the trade war, which is massive. Ukraine war, BRICS. BRICS, man. We have been talking about this. They are threatening US international trade, US dollar, devaluing the dollar, and US Treasury bonds. So when you devalue the dollar, who benefits or who loses the most? I'd rather say the one who lives in the USA, because that's when the inflation kicks in. If all the money, if they sell all the Treasury, US Treasury, and dumps it in the US market, guess what happens? There's so much money floating around. Where does it go? Obviously, you know, it goes to this one first and then comes there. But when the money comes in, the other result, the consequence is inflation, mass inflation, right? And why would they do that? Trust. When trust is gone, gold, silver, hey, let's not depend, BRICS. You can see this. US Treasury bond auctions, not buyers, but sellers. They're not buyers, they're selling. Deeper explanation, which I'm not getting to right now, right? Corporate earnings. Wall Street stays strong, but mostly from Max 7, which is fact. Rest of public corporations subdued. Look at some of the AI companies, multiple billion-dollar net worth, valuation. They're losing billions and they're worth trillions. How is it even real? Doesn't add up, all right? That's all. Credit market volatility. In Q3 2025, 2 significant bankruptcies, Tricolor and First Brands, the auto stuff, remember? Losses 3.7 billion. Rumors of other exposed companies failing. Jamie Dimon says, if there's one cockroach, there are probably a lot of other cockroaches. This is one of the cockroaches. So basically, a lot of other cockroaches we are not seeing. Budget deficit. A 2 trillion. Straining bond market must borrow for deficit plus rollover maturing bonds. Janet Yellen use short-term borrowing strategy. Continue by. That's it. Which means if you're borrowing, but there's no way to pay it back. Political bifurcation. Parties hold separate values. No common ground, nothing. They can fight in, government closed, this. And you know, when that happens, I always say, if we don't have any common ground, if I'm speaking to you, there's no common ground, we can't even talk. There's nothing to even start a conversation with, right? We have to have a common ground. If you believe in God, I believe in God. Hey, we got something. If you believe in crypto, I believe in crypto. And then whatever differences we can keep aside. But at least we have this common ground. Make sense? Cost of living crisis. You can clearly see this. At least half of households trouble paying bills without top 10% affluence. Consumer spending problem. Bottom 50% creating issues. Hurt small businesses reliant on them. Rising credit delinquencies. You can see this. Stock market bubble. Clearly in a bubble. Valued over 200% GDP. S&P 500 P ratios. It's insane. It's real. You can see the price of NVIDIA right now and all this stuff. And you can see all the quantum stocks right now. It started dropping, right? Recently. Guess why? We're in a super bubble. Inflation, tariffs. In August 2025, Jackson Hole speech, Chair Powell gave fighting inflation, pivoted to supporting economy. Said Fed can't do both, prioritize economy. Hopes inflation goes away on. See what he just said? He can't tackle both. So he wants to prop up the economy, means get people job and stuff. But he also wanted to control the inflation. But now he has given up on that. He's like, I don't think I can do this anymore with all the uncertainty with tariff and stuff. So he's expecting and hoping it goes away by its own. You think that really works? I don't know. Hope so. All right. Number 7, Fed tapped. Catch flight inflation. Can't fight inflation without crashing economy into recession by cutting liquidity. Can't stimulate aggressively. Print money without causing too much inflation, destroying economy. That's the only way out. Only way out. Right? Number 18. I believe this is the last one. No green shoots. Economy weakening. No green shoots for invigoration. Some Wall Street analysts claim AI prevents recession, but author calls this pie in the sky fantasy as AI steals jobs fast, which is happening. And also, fair point. Best case, economy stock market holds together a few more months. Not sure when blows up, but months away, not years. That's kind of frightening. I mean, he's forecasting the economy will blow up. It's months away, not years. So this is what I wanted to present it to you. All right. So now let that sink in. Going back to the stock market, when you look at a bunch of stuff pumping, you're like, oh, you know what? We are back to BTC. Look, it's just 109,000. While we just keep looking at the chart and speculating thing, there are people shorting and longing and just making millions and billions. And we're just holding back, just looking at it. I'm not just giving Bitcoin as an example. I'm using Bitcoin as an example right now. All right. I mean, there's overall everything, whether it's in the stock market, precious metal, whatever. I want you to understand exactly what's happening. Take a step back and then you react. Because again, I'm presenting this to you. This is not something I created out of thin air. I'm trying to follow the people, right people. And this is the guy right here. That's the guy right here. He's Don Direct. I watched this interview. Let me refresh this. Only 318 views. Let me see. Out of curiosity. Hey, 355 views, man. That's cool. Watch that. All right. If you have time, but if you don't, again, I summarize everything. He doesn't talk about all of these. That was from the Substack, but he talked about some of the precious metal picks. Just when I play in the crypto, you see me trade a little bit here and there. It's a totally different story. But in the precious metal, can you be patient 2 years at least, 2-3 years? I mean, if you're in 20 and 30s, man, I'll be almost 40, man, sooner or later. And still 2 years, I'm like, I have to wait 2-3 years to double, triple my bags or even 5x my bags. But again, if you're interested, stay tuned. I will put out there. And yeah, in the future, this could be one of my biggest sales pitch. 18 points of doom and gloom, but don't worry, I got your back. I have a community coming up. No, it's not yet. It's nothing planned yet. But someday, that's my future. Don't worry. Collectively, we'll make something happen. Stick around, all right? One person, think independently, but sure, collectively, we can make something happen, all right? But think independently. Don't be a herd mentality. So, ladies and gents, I hope I was able to present something useful and you got something to take away. If you like what you see, stick around, subs. And by the way, if you subscribe, turn on the notification, because all the people that watch my video are the new people. Subscribers don't get to see it. You are probably subscribed to hundreds of people. When was the last time you had just been and you watched all of them? So turn on the notification, so whenever I do something, you get a notification, you watch, you like it, you stay. If you don't, then sayonara, I'm out.